Hello guys, welcome to another video on the ALX software engineering program, and today we will be covering the 0x17.c double linked list. It has been a while and I actually decided to do a trade-off. I've been busy. Apologies for that. So today we are going to cover the task which is 100%. We're going to make sure we solve the task 100%. Okay, this is 94% here, so we're going to try and make sure we solve what we are here. All right, so it's very important you cover the general requirement and the project resource. So the first thing I want to do is to go straight to the quiz section. All right. So it says in the double linked list, what is the head of a linked list? So this is the answer, right? This is what the answer is: the node with the pointer to the previous equal to null. Right, question 1 says in the double linked list, what are the possible directions to traverse? Select all the possible. So we can traverse backward and forward. I think that is all. So next we're going to move to the task section. So guys, as you can see, I am currently on the cloud server. All right, so I expect it to be in your own cloud server too. So the first thing we should do is we should locate the GitHub repository directory. Then we should create this directory. Okay, so I'm going to locate mine, which is the ALX low level programming. All right, so mine is currently in the root/example folder. All right, so the ALX low level programming. So now I want to create that directory. I'm going to create that directory 0x17 and cd to that directory. Okay, as usual, the folder is empty, so the first thing we should do is to create a readme.md file. For insert, and the readme file should not be empty. Okay, so I just put the name of the current project there. I'm going to save. And the next thing which we should do, you can see they're giving us a prototype. This is the prototype. Almost all the question has a prototype. Almost all the tasks has a prototype. So what I'm going to do is to include it in the file called list.ish. Okay, so you're going to include everything, all the prototype in the list.ish. So let me get my x17 and this is list.ish. All right, so now I have my own list.ish. So let me open that file that we can see. So you can see this is my own list.ish. So it contains all the prototype of the given task. So you can see this is the prototype of the first task. This is it here. All right, so I'm going to exit. Once you are done with that, you should go to the next step, and the next step is we want to attempt the task 0. It says write a function that prints all elements of a DL list int, which is a double linked list of an integer. So this is the prototype, and the return type is the number of node. Okay, and you can see the format, see example. Okay, all right, so let us attempt this, and the solution should be in 0-print underscore dlist. So your solution should be in this file. Okay, so let me copy my solution. I think I have that command here, and okay, so I'm going to open mine. All right guys, so you can see this is the name of the function, and we want to count the node in the double linked list. All right, so if the head is null, we just have to return 0, which is the current count. So but why the head is not null, we are counting the node, and what we want to do is to return the total node in the linked list. So the next step we should do is to test our file. So we are given a test file here, which is 0-main, and we want to copy the contents of that file. All right, so I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to free that file, which is 0.main.c. Right, so I for insert, and I just pasted what I copied here. So after the copy, I'm going to save, and the next step is to test that file. Before we test, we need to change the file permission. So I'm going to use 777, which is give me read, write, execute for 0-main and for 0-print. So if I do ALX again, you can see the color of that file has changed, and you can see the file now has what? The read, write, execute. So the next step is to run the GCC command. So to run the GCC command, we have to copy this and run this on a console. If there is no error, it means everything is good. So if we check again, now we can see we have a new file A, which is an executable file. So all we need to do is to run that file. You can see that's what we do here, and we want to see if we have the same result as this. So let me run that file, enter, and you can see we have 9 and 8 and 2 elements. So this is exactly the same result here. So you are done with this task, and all you want to do is to do your git add, git commit, and push. When you push, come here and use your checker. All right, so let's go to the next task, which is task 1. It says write a function that returns the number of elements in a linked list. This is kind of similar to the previous one, right? So it says there is a prototype given to us. So we want to return the length of a linked list. Our solution should be in this file 1-dListInt. All right, so let us do that quickly. Okay, I'm looking for my previous command. Good, I've seen it. So you can use the BM, you can use the VIM depending on your editor to create your own solution. So I already have that, and you can see, let me open that file. Okay, so I'm going to open that file. So this is almost like the same thing what we are doing. We want to count, and if the head is null, we return the count, which is 0. So while the head is not null, so we are counting, right, and return the count. All right, so the next thing to do is to test that file, and we want to copy the test file, which is the name of the file. You can see it here, 1-main.c. So I'm going to copy the content of that file because I want to create that file. All right, so I'm going to run the command vim 1-main.c, enter, I for insert, then Ctrl+Shift+V to paste. All right, so when I'm done with that, I'm going to save. It is important you test your file using Betty. Okay, so you can test your file using Betty to avoid issues. If there is no error, it means everything is good. All right, so as usual, we need to change the permission of this file. So I will just change the permission of all the files available in this current folder. And if you check that now, you will see all the file now have read, write, execute permission for everybody, for user, for group, and for others. All right, so the next step is to run the gcc command, and I'm going to copy that. So guys, I want to run a gcc command. You can see the command on the console. I'm going to press enter, and it should generate a file, right? And the file name is b. You can see that command here, b. So what I want to do is to run the command just as they're giving you here, /b. So I'm going to run that command /b, enter. So we have two elements. So you can see we also have two elements here, just the same result. So that shows we have completed this task, and we want to move to task 2. So in this task, it says write a function that adds a new node at the beginning of a double linked list of integers. So they're giving us a prototype, and we already have this prototype in our list.h file. So it says return the address of the new element, or null if it failed. All right guys, so the solution should be in 2 dots, add d node int. All right, so let us work on that quickly. I want to get my copy command. Okay, so I want to copy my solution. All right guys, so let me open that file to -add. So guys, you can see this is the function, and it takes in a linked list. All right, and you can see this is where we're setting the memory, and we're also checking if the new memory allocated is null, we want to return null. So at this position is where we are looping and getting the previous element of the head, and at the end of it you can see we are returning the address of the new element. All right guys, so I'm going to exit this file, and I'm going to clear my console. So the next thing to do is to test this file. All right, so we're given the test file here, which is 2-main, and we're going to create that file. I'm going to copy. So vim, the name of that file is 2-main.c. I for insert, and I'm going to paste. So the next thing I want to do is to change the permission of this file, 777, and I'm going to change every permission of all the file here. All right, so the next thing we want to do is to run the gcc command. So I'm going to run a gcc command here. I'm going to copy and paste, enter. So you're going to create a new file, and that file name is c. So if you check, you can see we have the file name, which is c. Okay, so the next thing you see here is to run that file. So let us run that file /c and enter. You can see, so we have these results, and if we look here, you can see we have the same result. So it shows their task has been completed. So I'm going to clear my screen. All right, so we're going to move to the next task, and this is task 3. So it says write a function that adds a new node at the end of a double linked list, and this is the prototype. We've been given this prototype, and as you can see, it says return the address of the new element, or null if it failed. All right, so the solution should be in this file 3-add at double linked list node integer underscore end. All right, so I'm going to get my own solution. So if it fails or there is no memory, we just return no. So else we want to get the address of the new element, right? So you can see the address has been gotten here. This is where we're getting the address of the new element, and we want to return that address. So the new item of previous, setting it to head and return what? The address. All right, so I'm going to clear my console, and the next thing I want to do is to test that file. There's a test file given to us, and this is 3-main. All right, so I'm going to copy as usual. I'm going to use my vim command to create that file, that 3-main.c. Okay, I now have two files which need execution permission. All right, so let me just make everything executable. And the next thing to do here is to run the gcc command. So to do that, I'm going to copy the command and run. So it should create a file D, right? So ensure you only test your file using Betty. Okay, the reason I'm not testing because I've done all this before and everything is good. All right, guys, so there is a new file which is D, right? So what we want to do is to run that file just as you've seen here. So let's run that file ./d, enter, and you can see we have this result 012349840211024, and exactly the same result. So that means everything is good. I want to clear my console. All right, so next we'll move to the next task. So in task 4, it says write a function that free a double linked list of integer. So this is a prototype that has been given to us. It's already in the main the list.h file. All right, so the solution should be in this file. All right, 4-free. Okay, let me get my command. So you can see it takes in what a linked list, and since the head is empty, meaning if the linked list is empty, we just have to return null. We just have to return. We're not returning anything, so we just have to return, which means it's like stopping the execution. That's what return statement do. Say stop, don't do anything. So for every node, so we are freeing up the memory here. So when the memory is free, all we need to do is this. So we do not need to return anything. All right, so but you can actually return, you can just put the return statement too. Okay, so guys, I think the terminal has freeze, the vim has freeze, so I can't actually do anything now. So I'm going to close the terminal and come back, then we move to the next step. So I'm going to pause the video and resolve this and come back. So guys, we're back, and the system is asking us to recover, exit, or abort. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to press arrow for recover and enter. So I'm going to save this. Okay, so I'm going to clear my console. So ls-al. So I want to remove this file. Version 4. I want to remove this file. Okay, it's still there. Oh sorry, I removed the wrong one. I think I can still recover that command. Okay, recover, enter. Okay, so we need to remove this one, this -f.4. And if I check, okay, so the swap is gone, and I think we should still have our solution back. Okay, good. All right, so the next thing we need to do is to create the test file. All right, so to do that, we need to create this file for-main. All right, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to create that file for-main.c. Alright, so I'm going to escape, and I want to change the permission of that file. You can see the new file and the solution file does not have what the permission to execute. So I'm just going to change the permission of everything. Alright, so the next step is to test the file, to run the gcc command. So the gcc command starts here, and this command is going to generate an executable file, and that file name is E. Okay, so I'm going to run, and everything is good. There's no error. If you can check, there is a file, an executable called E. So you can see we want to run that file like this. So to run that file, /e, enter. So we have this result. So let's check. Okay. Okay, so our result is a little bit different. Okay, all right, but anyway, but I think we are on track. We actually got this. So I actually don't know where these ones are coming from, but what I'm going to do is, okay, what I'm going to do is, I think it's okay. All right, so next, we are done with that tag. So you can do your git add commit and use your checker to check. So next, we want to move to the next tags. All right, so the next tag, it says write a function that returns the end node of a double linked list. So we have been given a prototype. All right, so you can see this is the double linked list, and this is the end node, which is the position. So it says that returns a node at a particular position. Okay, so it says where index is the node starting from 0. So the index can actually start from 0 to any other numbers. So if the node does not exist, return none. So let us write this quickly. So the solution should be in 5-get node of integer. All right, so I'm going to get my copy command. Okay, look at this. The name of the file, which is 5-get. So you can create yours using your vim command or any editor of your choice. So I've copied the solution. So let us look at that. 5-get. Okay. All right. So this is the position that is given to us, and this is the linked list. All right. So you can see what we are doing here. If the size is 0, and we want to check if the head is null, right? So if the head is null, this head here, so meaning the linked list is empty, so we want to return null. We set the size at 0, and we set a temp node pointing to the head. So we're gonna check why the temp node is not null. So we want to look for the node at that particular position. So if we find it, right, if it is found, if index is equals to the size, which is this one, we want to return that temp node. All right, so this is like go to the next property of the current node. However, if we look through all the linked lists and we couldn't find that node, what we need to do is to return null. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to test this file, and you can see this is the file we need to create, 5-main.c. So I'm gonna copy the content of that file and create it vim 5-main.c. Enter. Okay, good. Okay, so we need to change the file permission as usual, and the next thing is to run the gcc command, and this gcc command is going to generate a file called ish, an executable file. So if everything goes well, it's going to generate this file. So I'm going to press enter. Okay, there is a problem here, so let me check where the problem is coming from. I'm going to start from the top. There's a problem here, an error in program. Okay, yes, there is a problem. You can see I made a mistake in the file 5.main.c. I added I. All right, so let me modify that quickly. 5-main.c. Enter. Okay, I for insert. You can see I want to remove the I here. So I'm going to save. I'm going to clear my screen, and I want to run the previous gcc command. Is this okay? Good. Enter. So there is no error and everything is good. So there is a new file ish, and we want to run that file just as it's done here. So I'm going to run that file /ish. Enter, and you can see it gave us this result. So if you check, you can see we have the same result. So that shows we have done that tag. So all you want to do now is to do your git add, git commit, and push. Okay, so let us go to the next task, which is task 6. So for this task, it says write a function that returns the sum of all the data entered in a double linked list. So given a prototype, this prototype exists in the the list.h file. So it says if the list is empty, return 0. All right, so the solution needs to be in this file sys-sum double linked list. So what they want us to do is to sum all the data in the double linked list. Okay, so I'm gonna get my copy command, grep cp. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. Let me look at that. Name of the file, okay, 5-sum underscore TLS. Sorry about that, I was typing something else, so this should be 6-sum and enter. All right, so let me open that file sys-sum. So basically what is going on here is actually simple. So we're given a linked list and you can see this is the head. So by default the sum is 0. We set the sum to 0. So all we need to do is to loop, and when we loop, so we get the sum of that value. We sum every value in that node, then we return the sum. So I'm gonna quit this, clear my screen, and the next thing I want to do is to create our test file sys-main. So to create that file, we need to copy this, and I'm going to run a command sys-main.c, enter. Okay, so I'm going to exit. Right, so the next step is to run the gcc command. I'm going to copy this and run the gcc command. It's going to generate I if there is no error. So you can see there is no error, and we want to run that command. I enter. So the sum is 1534. So let us see what we'll get here. 1534. So that shows we have completed that task. So let us go to task 7. So it says write a function that inserts a new node at a given position. Good. So this is the prototype. You can see we want to insert a new node at a given position, where index is where IDX is the index of the list where the new node should be added. Index starts at 0. So return the address of the new node or null if it failed. If it is not possible to add a new node at the index, do not add the new node and return null. Alright, so you can see this is the name of the function and this is the double linked list. So this is the index, right? Yes, this is the index. So guys, let us go ahead and write the solution. So the solution should be, we need to create a file, right? So we need to create this file 7-insert at. So this file, right, you can see we've done this file in the past, 2-add. If we check that, you can see, I think, yes, this is it, 2-add. And we've also done this in the past. This is 3-add, and you can see 3-add. So we only need to create this file. So all right, let us get. So you can use your vim command to create yours, and while I get my submitted solution, I'm gonna get my cp command as usual. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this, and I want to copy that file. So the file is 7 dash insert. Okay, so I have that file here, 7 dash insert. Alright guys, so this is the double linked list, and this is the index, and this is the value we want to insert. So if you look at this, right, so by default we set the new to null. So we're checking if the index is 0, no need to go far. All we need to do is to insert the value at a particular position, which is add a node. So then we just return the result. Okay, but otherwise, if the index is not 0, so we want to do some looping. So if the head is not null, right, that is if the head is not null, so we want to check and want to loop for that particular index. Okay, so if we found the index, right, so what we are doing is to get the property of that index. If it's not null, then we add the node at that position. So else we can assign it as a new node. But if the new is null, right, so we want to do this and get, this is a swap is going on. So we are maintaining the chaining of the double linked list by setting the next item to n, or the property of n to n, the property of new to n, and the next property of new to the head, to the next property. So since it has been in that position, we want to maintain the relationship. I have a series of these, which is my algorithm series. So ensure you like and subscribe, where I talk in details about the double linked list. So I actually talked about much clarity and the code implementation of the double linked list, and also the time complexity and the space complexity. So every video is being released every week about that section. We are going to talk about the full data structure and algorithm in details. So at the end of everything, we want to return the new node, the memory of the new node. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to test this file. Let me get this right. Okay, so now we need to create the test file, which is 7-main. We need to create this file, and this is the content of the file. Okay, most time I used to make mistake and copy something here, so I will have a lot of errors. So ensure you know the stop point. This is the stop point. Okay, so I'm going to copy 7-main.c. Okay, so I'm going to exit. So the next thing I want to do is file permission. chmod, and I want to create the file permission. So I'm going to change the file permission for all of them. Okay, so the next thing to do here is run the gcc command. So I'm going to run the gcc command. We start from here. I'm going to copy that and run this command. So I'm going to press enter. Obviously, if there is no error, it should generate a file. Alright, so I'm going to press enter, and so there is an error, and it says missing file name after O. So let me look at this. Okay, yes, exactly. You can see I made a mistake when I was doing the copy. Okay, so I'm going to copy again. Sorry about that. So if there's no error, it should generate a file J. So I'm going to press enter, and so there's no error. Good. So I'm going to list. You can see there is a file J, and it is an executable file. So I'm going to run that file ./j, enter. So here is the result we get. You can see the result we get, and if you look at what we have here, this is exactly the same. All right, so thank you very much. We are done with that task. I want to move to task 8. Okay, this is under mandatory, and I think that is the last one. Is it? Okay, yes, this is the last one for mandatory. This is the last mandatory task. All right, so the next thing we want to do now is to work on this task, and it says write a function that deletes the node at index of a double linked list. So we are given a prototype, right? And this is the name of the function, this is the double linked list, and this is the index they want us to delete. So it says where index is the node that should be deleted, index starts at 0. So return 1 if succeeded, and -1 if failed. All right, so let us write our solution in 8-delete linked list. 8-delete node of int. All right, so I'm going to clear my screen, and let me look for my cp command quickly. I've seen it. Okay, so this should be 8- copy that in my current directory, and I want to open that file. Okay, so guys, you can see, so we are checking if the head is not null. So we want to check for that item that is pointing to that index. So if I is equal to that index, right, so we want to delete that node and set in the relationship. All right, so we should return -1 if it fails. So if it succeeds, what we want to do here is to return 1. So the next thing we want to do is to test this file, and to do that we have been given a test file here. We have been given a test file. Where is it? Okay, I'm coming. Okay, yes, this is this 8-main. So we need to create this file. So I'm going to copy the content of 8-main, and it stopped here. So I'm going to copy and create that file. So the vim 8-main.c, enter. I for insert. I'm going to paste and save this file. So the next thing is the file permission, which has been given, and we want to run the gcc command. So I'm going to copy this and paste, run. Okay, since there is no error, this command is going to generate an executable file called k. So the next thing we want to do is to run k, just as I did done here. You can see we need to run k. So /k, enter, and this is the result we get. Okay, so if you check, you can see we have the same result. So that shows that task has been completed. Okay, for the advanced tasks, so I was able to solve one, then I struggled with the rest. I couldn't. Yes, I solved this one too. So there's going to be a link on the description that points to my GitHub, so you can look at it on your own and try to work it out. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. If this is your first time and if you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. It actually gives me joy when I see my subscribers growing, and it increases my motivation. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in another video. I wish you success in your endeavors.